Here are 5 really good reasons why we need to stop worrying about violent protest. Now, whether you're in favor of free speech and therefore in favor of protest, or against free speech and therefore against protest, we need to understand how this disinformation spreads, particularly through the media, because violent protest is actually very uncommon. And that leads us to the first reason why we need to stop worrying, and that's that protesters, at least progressive, left-wing type protesters, tend to kill or maim very, very few people. In fact, there have been almost 0 cases of somebody killed or significantly injured by left-wing or by progressive protesters. The few cases that have happened, we've never been able to demonstrate whether it was the protester or whether it was like police action with some accidental ricochet, because that leads us to the second thing that we know about protests, and that's that violence at protest tends to increase when the police presence increases. When you get riot shields in there and tear gas and stuff, people tend to react more aggressively, and historical research has shown that as soon as you bring in more aggressive police stances, violence increases, not decreases. So that response is actually increasing the violence, which brings us to the third issue, and that's that non-lethal control mechanisms such as tear gas and rubber bullets and flashbangs cause a lot of damage to property as well as damage to people. Many people have been killed by these weapons that have been banned from international conflict. And the reason they've been banned is because the tear gas can constrict the lungs and cause permanent damage. Also, people have been killed by rubber bullets. While they're attempted to be non-lethal compared to like a regular bullet, they actually do kill people and cause fires. So a lot of the violence you see on television may be caused by the police suppression techniques themselves. The next, fourth point is that the majority of protesters are, while being non-violent, it only takes a few to create the illusion that the majority are violent. And in fact, we know this, and this has been studied through many times, that there are police or FBI provocateurs who are there to increase violence, to make the protesters look worse, and therefore to allow greater police presence. And these may be the ones that are causing the violence, or it might be a random person in the crowd. The thing is that protesters are not centrally organized, and any one of them might cause violence, but that doesn't reflect on the whole, unlike the police, which have a centralized force which follows centralized rules. Protesters are a bunch of random people, and there's going to be somebody who causes violence, and to judge the entire group based on that is illogical. The final reason is it creates a chilling effect on protest and protesters. When people get the idea that protesters are violent and dangerous, people tend to turn away from that. And all it takes is one person to make some violence appear to undermine an entire protest movement. If we allow that kind of disinformation or that single person to destroy a protest movement, then it's so easy to destroy protest with just a few easily disprovable lies.